Christmas traditions in the UK and the USA. We are going to have a look at Christmas traditions within the UK and the United States. After this lecture, you should be able to compare this with the Norwegian celebration as well. And you should be able to explain some of the Christmas traditions that we are going to go through now. First, we will be talking about the UK. What happens before Christmas? Then we will talk about stockings, hanging up stockings. We will talk about Christmas dinner, what happens after dinner, and what happens on første juledag, Christmas Day. And then what happens andre juledag, which is called Boxing Day. Then we will be talking about Christmas in the United States, and finally you should be able to compare this with Norwegian Christmas traditions. First, let's have a look at the UK. Traditions leading up to Christmas are much the same as in Norway. Card writing, shopping, and decorating the tree, seeing family and friends, though there is no formal julebord concept as there is in Norway. The tree is normally decorated right before Christmas and the presents put under it on Christmas Eve. Christmas also features hanging up stockings. Children do this by the fireplace early on Christmas Eve, with the hopes that Santa Claus will fill them during the night. Unfortunately, this usually means that no one gets to sleep very late on Christmas Day. Christmas baking in the UK features more fruit and actually alcohol than Norwegian julebakst. Mince pies, fruit cake laced with wine or rum, berry tarts, marzipan, and chocolates are not unusual Christmas desserts. Hot mulled wine, also called gløgg, and mulled spiced ale are traditional Christmas drinks. Otherwise, the main meal usually begins with seasoned Yorkshire pudding, sometimes laced with gravy, followed by turkey and garden vegetables, potatoes, cranberry sauce, and sometimes other side dishes like pigs in bacon, which you can see in the picture. It is a bit of sausage with bacon wrapped around it, or the like. Goose is also a common Christmas food in the UK, though more often for the poorer people. Dessert will be Christmas pudding, doused in custard, which is sort of like a thick vanilla sauce. Mince pies, which are dried fruits traditionally mixed with meat. Lots of raisins, currants, and dried and sweetened rind of oranges or lemons, etc. Desserts can also be fruit cake, marzipan coated in chocolate, and clementines. After dinner, there will be time spent savoring the meal and the company, perhaps roasting chestnuts over the fire. Roasting chestnuts by the fire is a feature of the whole Christmas season. It is not uncommon to go caroling on Christmas Eve, walking from house to house singing Christmas carols. Then the main Christmas celebration begins with midnight mass at midnight, that is in the church. Church is typically decorated with candles, and Christmas carols and music in general are part of this service. A visit to the churchyard, a walk in the fresh air, or general chatting is typical of the early part of Christmas Day. Then, once dinner is in the oven, presents are opened, and then the dinner or the desserts will be lasting long into the evening. Reading Christmas stories or singing together would also not be unusual. On Boxing Day, which is 26th, annen juledag, one normally visits the family one wasn't with on Christmas and takes the gifts or boxes to them. Traditionally, gifts were given on Boxing Day, not Christmas. The tradition of gift giving dates back to Victorian times in the early 1800s. Boxing Day will often resemble a lighter second Christmas dinner. Another feature of Boxing Day is the big football game that has become a tradition in the UK. A generation or so ago, this game would actually be on Christmas, but now the players would rather be with their families. This is an incredible experience, with 6,000 fans all sitting around the stadium in their Sunday best clothes singing Christmas carols. During Romjul and on New Year's Eve, one might go wassailing, a kind of caroling where one blackens one's face with charcoal and dresses up and essentially goes begging. After the song, the host is expected to give something to the singers, either a sweet or the like, or invite them in for a drink and Christmas cake. This was often the poorer part of society, asking for favors from the more well-fed. Now on to the United States and their Christmas celebrations. Main difference between the United Kingdom is that the United States has much less traditions surrounding Christmas, and it is more commercial. The reason for this is that there are many different religions in the United States, so the whole country isn't sharing the same experience. Main traditions are Christmas tree, cards, stockings, presents, and main meals are similar to the UK. There are often competitions about how fancy Christmas lights a house can put up in the US. However, more commercial, more lights, making of snowmen, candy canes are American. No caroling, although there is midnight mass at the church with great Christmas music. Same songs as in the UK, plus maybe some more modern additions. Christmas in Norway. I suppose you are the expert. What is your ideal Christmas in Norway and how does it differ from what you've just heard?